Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Do you ever go to the Dollar Tree and you see something and you go, I have a great idea for that? Well, maybe I shouldn't tell you what I'm going to be using, or maybe I will. But here's the deal. I saw these and I thought these would make the greatest St. Patrick's Day card. I hope you'll stay tuned. First of all, I have my sunglasses, and what I decided to do was immediately to take the sunglasses off of the glasses. Because I'm going to be making a St. Patrick's Day, I was going to say Valentine's, card out of this. All I did was I took this little Tim Holtz knife and I very gently went underneath the hot glue. You could also probably have heated this with your heat tool and it would have melted the glue, but I didn't want to do that because I was afraid it would also hurt my, it would hurt the front of it. Maybe the glitter would come off. There would be something that would go awry. You know me. I just didn't want to destroy it. Okay. So now our glasses are off. The next thing I don't want the shamrocks to be on the glasses, and I want my little beads to stay on the glasses, so I'm going to move them. I'm going to pick ones off that are on the shamrock, and then I'll just move them, I'll hot glue them back on once I've cut off my shamrocks. So you just want to be very gentle when you do this because I'll show you as soon as I pull this off. You see how it removes the glittery stuff? I don't know if you can see that or not. See that? Where it takes the glitter off. You don't want that if you can avoid it. So that's why we're going to glue it back on in that same spot. And then I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz Serious Scissors in the mini size, and I'm just going to gently, hopefully, trim off the shamrocks because we don't need them. I don't know if you have ever heard this song, but it's an old song that has been redone over the years, but it's from the 1920s, and it's I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Yeah, that was my singing for you. I would not do that for just anyone. But anyway, I like that song, and I thought it would be so fun to use that idea on my card, that, you know, you're looking through these glasses and seeing these four-leaf clovers, which of course these are not, these are shamrocks. And so I'm not going to use those, but I have these two peg stamp sets. One of them is called The Luck of the Irish, and the other one is called, could be a secret, Shamrock and Clover set. And it just has a bunch of four-leaf clovers, and I thought that would be really fun to do in a variety of colors. So first thing we're going to do, before we go any further, is we're going to glue our little diamonds back on. A little hot glue on. And if you had any of the green, can you see that on, hold on, can you see that on the back? It comes, it shows over the edge. So if you have that, you're going to need to snip it off. Can you see it right there? Hopefully you can. So all I'm going to do is just trim that off. And I'm going to trim it off this one too because it also had some that came over the front. We don't want that. We just want it to look like they were there the whole time. So then I'm going to put a little dollop down a little bit. And as I said, I got these at the Dollar Tree. So I was there yesterday. And hard to believe, these are not a big seller. I'm shocked. I'm sure you are too. And I wanted to make sure that I checked to see if they had it still in stock. I bought mine a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to just make sure they still had them because I don't want to tell you guys, oh yeah, go there, you'll find them. And if my store has them, usually other stores have them because I don't have My store isn't one of the bigger ones. It's, you know, one of the not so big, but it is well stocked. I've been to ones that are not very big, but they're also not well stocked, and those ones aren't fun. And for those of you who have those kind of Dollar Trees, man, I feel bad for you because that's really frustrating. We have a store that's about a half an hour from us that's really bad like that. I'm going to cut some of the hot glue that's on the back off. So anyway, back to the song. So the words of the song I knew. My dad used to sing it when I was a kid. And so I knew the words, but I wanted to have the image of the words on my card. So what I did was I played with a bunch of different fonts. I'm going to keep my glasses for another day. You never know, there might be another project I could use those for. So I wasn't sure which font I liked. I don't like this one. It looks weird. I did kind of like this one, and I did it in 2 different sizes. And then this one I like, but it's way too big. So I'm going to go with one of these 2. I think I'll go with the smaller one. Oh, and then there's this one. And I like this one too. In the end, I think I'll just play with these 2 and see which one I like best. I also had some green cardstock that's not quite a mirror. It's kind of a matte mirror. Is that even possible? I don't know. But I have that, and I might back my sentiments with that. I think I'm only going to use 2 different stamps on this image. I'm going to use, it's 4 3/4 tall by 6 3/4 inch wide. And I'm going to put my sentiment from the song. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover that I overlooked before. I don't know why the word that is not in there, but I swear that the song has the word that right there. Anyway, so we're going to put our sentiment near the top. Then we're going to put our glasses in the middle. And then the only 2 stamps I'm going to use are this one from the Luck of the Irish set and this one from Shamrock and Clover set. One's big, one's small. I'm going to use 3 inks. This one on the right is the Distress Oxide Lucky Clover. The one in the middle is Gina K's Christmas Pine. And this is an old Stampin' Up! Garden Green that's been discontinued 100 years ago. Luckily, I still have re-inker. That's all that matters. I have a little bit of green already on my paper because I've already dropped something on it, but that shouldn't be a problem because I'm going to be stamping a lot of different stamps or a lot of different images, impressions, whatever. I'm going to be stamping a lot, and so I should be able to cover it up. So I'm using the Garden Green and the Lucky Clover first, and I'm going to put these almost on top of each other, but I'm turning them back and forth so that they're not, ooh, that one's too high, so that they're not all looking like little soldiers in a row. You want them to look like they're a little bit different from each other. One of these things is not like the other. A little Sesame Street there for you. And that one. By stamping in both of the inks, you end up with a lot more colors and variations than you would have if you only used the one color. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to stamp with just the Gina K in between my 4-leaf clovers on the first row. And so this is a much darker green, and I like the different color combinations you get when you do it this way. And then if you think you're ruining your ink pads, all I do is I just stamp over the spot that, if you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a lighter green on these and a little darker green on that one. I just basically go over them again using another stamp. No, using a little bit of a cloth on there, and that'll take it off. Or you can use one of those brushes, the blending brushes. That'll also blend it into your background. Okay, you see? Can you see that? Okay, ready? Can you see the bend? that makes it so it's not that easy to control. So then you have to put your finger on the head of it to get some stability, and it's just too much work. Where this one, you're not going to bend that. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to take my Lucky Clover and I'm just going around the edge of the bottom with that. And if you want to, you could just very gently go over this bottom section, only in the part where you have your clovers. And I hope you can see that. And now my whole bottom section is green. You see that? That now the background is green too. I like that because then it kind of makes it so that it's more, it just makes it all look like it belongs more, I think. You can always add more if you want, but I think that the ink that I have on the brush and the ink that came off of the shamrock, no, not shamrocks, clover, that weren't dry, made it so that it worked good. All right, we're going to decide where we're going to put our glasses. I think I'm going to put my glasses so that they are centered, but in the pile of shamrocks and clover, not shamrocks. I keep calling it the wrong thing. And then I think I want to put some of this green. I'm going to make sure that I get a good impression. Hopefully they look like eyes. There we go. And then hopefully my hot glue is still heated up. I unplugged it for a second because I didn't think I needed it, and then I remembered I have to glue down the glasses. So let's hope that our hot glue gun is hot. Well, that part looks hot. I guess I'm going to have to do one, ouch, glass at a time. And then I'll pick that off later. And we'll pick it up and glue this part on. I'm going to put this off to the side a little bit like that. I think I'm going to go around the edges with this, but first I'm going to use it like that. I have a couple layers here. I might have to cut this down a little bit. I'm going to put in, I'm putting in this piece that is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I think I need to make this a little bit smaller. So we'll see how big it is right now. It's 6 3/4. So I think I'm going to make it about 1/8 of an inch less. Let's put this together. I'm gonna put this layer down with tear tape. And then the next layer I'm gonna put down with hot glue because I want to have a little bit of dimension on the glasses layer. Okay, that's that layer. And then this layer is going to be right like that. So we're just going to put hot glue. And see, I don't know if you can tell, I'm putting kind of big dollops along here so that I get a little bit of dimension. I'm sure I've shown you this. One of my viewers showed me this in a video where you just put a little dollop of glue on your next glue stick and you shove it in and make sure it's connected with the one in front of it, and then it doesn't have that problem. You know how that you have that problem where your glue comes out, or you have to keep pumping it to get it to stay where you want it. Keep in mind the top section of this is probably already dry. That's why I'm adding more layers. I see Lindsay the Frugal Crafter do this, and it never looks like it's hard to do, but let me tell you, I always worry that I'm gonna burn my hands off when I do it. Okay. Got a lot of good dimension. Okay, then the stamp that I'm going to do on the inside is from a very old stamp set called Creative Times. It's called Leprechauns. And I have one in here that says, I guess I'm going to just use Happy St. Patrick's Day on this one. I have another one. I'm going to make another card that's a really fun card that I'm going to use one of the sentiments out of here too. But that card is coming a little bit later. I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to use just a black ink for this because I don't want to use the green inks on the inside of the card. I just want to use a black ink. So I'm going to use my Brutus Monroe Raven Detail ink. It's a nice black ink. Oh look, I got a little black thumbprint of Sandy's on there. I'll take that off, no problem. Since this card's going to my sister, she won't care that she's ending up with my thumbprint on it. But if I was sending it to someone else, I would definitely want to take it off. But here's how you take that print off, if you didn't know. If you have one of these mono sand erasers, they're made by Tombow. They're very inexpensive, and they're for ink. All you do, wait for it to dry. You'll have better luck getting it off if you wait for it to dry. And you just do this a couple times, and there's enough of it off that you won't see it. If you really worry about it, you could always use like a white gel pen to like dab over it, and that would take care of it. And then I need to stamp it with, oh, look at this stuff I got in the back. There's all kinds of stuff on this card. Isn't that typical? It's a lot easier to get the stuff off the back because no one ever sees that, and that's why it's easier to get off. See, I'm telling you all the secrets now. Okay, so we'll just get my Made For You by Sandy Parker. And there you have it. My Dollar Tree inspired glasses with a song from the 1920s. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover I overlooked before. I hope that you enjoyed this, that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.